am currently in the front room surrounded by stuff because we've been having a huge sort out today. I need to sort through all my projects, so I thought we could do a finish it, frog it or throw it video, and we can see what I've got. I've got absolutely loads of crochet projects that I've started. I've got a tub here, I've got a tub on the floor, I've got a huge box of like a cardboard box. Most of it will probably get thrown, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, but we can go through it and we can see what we've got. Also, if you haven't watched any of my videos before, I'm Shannon. I crochet, knit, cross stitch, craft, just crafting in general. Try and post on here every week, but usually it's just as and when I can, to be honest. But yeah, let's get going. So I've got a bin bag. I feel like I mean business when I've got a bin bag, because usually I don't have a bin bag, I usually just have piles, but I mean business today because we've done a whole sort out. I've been really good for getting rid of stuff that I'm not using. So this first one is this beanie hat, which I was making as a beanie. I've done it way too short though, because my original plan was to have it like that, and I think further on in here I will leave this to one side just so we can see. But I think I started, like, I was going to add a thing, because I was going to have it like that, but obviously I've got a claw clip in, so I can't really do it properly. But that was like the vibe, but it wasn't. It was going to be like way too long. That's like the length that I actually wanted the beanie to be. And then I was going to crochet like a cuff to go around it, and then I was actually going to turn this into a like bunny rabbit hat. I was making like ears for it, which I can't remember if I made the ears, so I'll leave that to one side for now and see if we can find the other bits that go with it. Then speaking of hats, I've got this little tiny baby hat. I don't really know anyone who would fit this hat on their head. I have a knitting machine. It's not a knitting machine, it's one of those like one where it's got a windy thing, it's like a circle one, and I was making beanies on there. I think I'm going to get rid of it because I don't really use it. It's currently just on the table, just minding its own business, but I've not used it in ages, so I think I am going to get rid of it. I'm probably going to bin this. Oh, actually I could probably charity shop it. I don't know if the charity shop would take this. Next up is this, which I was making for Adam. This was from some sort of anime that we was watching, and it's a big blue blob. I feel like you'll know what it was from, so I'm going to keep that and potentially fix that one. Any that I'm going to fix, I am going to document me fixing them, by the way. So, oh, here it is. So this was the bottom bit that I was doing for this, but I feel like even that, was I going to sew it like that? I fear I was going to sew it like that onto it. I think I'm going to keep this to one side for now, and I'm going to attempt to fix it potentially and to finish it off. But whether I actually do that or not is a different story, because I feel like that would actually look pretty cool. But I just don't know if I've used the right sort of material for it. All the yarn is in here, probably a tangled mess. But the yarn is still attached to it from what I used. I used two like colours put together. So that's that. I'm gonna fix that, I think. Next one, I actually did quite a bit of this. This was a waffle blanket that I was making, and it was actually for one of the girls. I used to be an assistant manager in a charity shop, and one of the volunteers went off to have a baby. So I started making this when she sort of announced that she was having a baby, because I just thought that'd be so nice. And I never know anyone who has babies, so I was like, I can make a baby blanket. This is huge. Why did I do it so long for a start? And also, why is it so long? I think I've put a lot of work into this. Like, it's not even halfway made yet. But I think I'm going to frog this, and I'll find something else to use the yarn for, because I don't really know anyone who's having a child. This is way too big. This would be like the size for like a normal bed, I'd say, or like a single bed maybe. This is like the size I'd just do like a normal blanket in. But I am really impressed with like the waffle sort of stitch on that. I feel like that's really neat. But yeah, that baby is aged now. It's a toddler. She's actually had another baby since that. I no longer work for the charity shop, but it was a few years ago that was a thing. So yeah, I'm gonna frog that one. Definitely frog that one, because there is quite a bit of yarn worth on there. I don't just want to throw that in the bin. Next up, we've got this. I actually used to make these like little bags. They were like mushroom bags, and as you pulled the top up, like the bottom of the bag would be there. So this was one of the tops. So basically you just thread the yarn through there, and then that becomes the lid, and then you've got a bit here so you can sort of pull it on and off, but without pulling the actual lid off. I'm going to bin this. I'm not even going to attempt to undo it. I don't know what I'd use the yarn for. So that is the first thing that is going in the bin. I do not need that. This is a granny square that I started. I think I was planning on doing a granny square blanket with it. It's just this one here. I'm not a big fan of these colours. Can I be bothered to undo it? Probably not. I think I'll frog the yellow, and then I'll probably throw the granny square, because I'm not a big fan of these colours that I've used I don't know what possessed me. I think it was the grey and the brown. I feel like if it didn't have the grey and the brown, it would look quite nice. But I've got that many projects on the go. In fact, we'll frog it right now, and then I can put this yarn away, and then I can throw the rest of it away, because I don't think this is cute. I feel like there's so many other nicer colour combos that I could use, and I'm really not that desperate for like these little tiny baby bits of yarn as well, so I'm not gonna frog all of it. I feel like I'll be there all day. It's not worth my time. It's not worth my time. Right, so that's that frogged, and then I can throw that away. To be fair, that probably didn't take me too long to do anyway, so it's fine. Next up is this bag which I was making. I think I'm gonna finish this. I think I am gonna finish it. I've done quite a bit of it. Basically, you do these like little bits on it here, and then you can thread ribbon through it. In fact, I have actually got one. Here's one I made earlier. I've got one here. So you do these little bits on it, and then you can thread the ribbon through, which I think looks really nice. I do want to line these bags. This is a spoiler alert. This is what's in this box. So this is a finish it, and I'm going to line this bag. So I'll put that to one side in my finish it pile. And then this is also going to be a finish it, and I need to finish it and then line it. But yeah, I really like that, and I like the yarn as well. I feel like that's going to look so nice with some purple ribbon going through it as well. Next up, we've got some granny squares, which were actually going to be a granny square bag, if I remember rightly. I made these when I very first started crocheting. So these are just little sunflower. I've sewn them together in twos for some reason. I think there is more in here. Oh, there's one singular one there. I think what I might do is I might unpick where I've sewn them, and then make some normal granny squares in these colours, and then sew them together. Just because I feel like I remember putting a lot of effort into these when I was making them, so I don't want them to go to waste. But I also don't really want to make a bag out of these anymore. I undo the stitching that I've done in them, and I can make like a nice little blanket or something with them. I feel like that will look really nice, so we'll do that in the sort of fix it pile. We've got a load of random squares, which I have absolutely no idea what these were for, what they're all about. I have no idea, but I've got loads. They're either in single crochet, or the granny squares, or that one's half done. That can go in the bin because, oh, it's got something gross on it anyways. When I was making this, when I was using this big really thick yarn, that's what it's called, yarn, not blanket. When I was using this, I was making it, oh my goodness, I was using it to make a blanket with, and I made a really chunky single, oh, was it half double crochet blanket. And I don't think I ever got a picture of it, and it was massive, and it was on the back of the couch, and I made it when we were at Adam's dad's, and then we moved in here and brought it here with me, and then Bob peed on it, and it had to go in the bin, and it filled up nearly half the bin. It was so big, but it was one of them things where I couldn't really wash it, because obviously Bob had peed on it, and I didn't want to put it in the washing machine because it was too big. It wouldn't have been able to be hand washed. So yeah, any of these that I find are going in the bin. I'm not undoing them. It was a lot. So I'm going to try and get all these squares. I wonder what I was doing these squares for. Maybe I just really enjoyed making granny squares. I've got absolutely loads of them. I don't think they're the same size. That looks like it could have been a bandana, because I used to make bandanas, but I've not done anything with that. So that's going to be a throw it. Anything like this, if I decide I'm not keeping it, I am just going to throw it, because that is the ugliest like colorway I've ever seen. I think that bit really throws it off. I feel like if it didn't have that in it, it would look quite nice, but that's going to be a throw it, because that is ugly. Got more of these squares. I think I'm going to try and figure out what my plan was for these squares. I've got this, whatever that is. I feel like that was when I was testing some sort of stitch out, but I'm just going to throw that in the bin. It's like things like this that I just keep because I'm like, oh, I don't want to throw it away because I've worked on it. But then I'm like, no, I've got so much stuff. That's another bandana that I've started that, again, I'm not doing anything with, so it's just getting thrown. Oh my goodness, I started making a, oh, there's a needle in there. I'm going to put that in the bin. I don't think I'll be using that. I started making some more of these squares the other day. Oh my gosh, I found one. I knew I'd made some. I want to make a blanket. I want to make a blanket out of these granny square retro flower, whatever you want to call them. So excellent, I've got one there, so that's definitely a keep, because I am going to try and make a blanket out of them. I'm sure I did more as well. If I did, they will be in here. What else have we got in here? We've got, what on earth is that? That looks like a hexie cardigan. Is it a hexie? Surely not. This is not a nice colour. Oh, that is a hexie cardigan if I've ever seen one. This is a hexie cardigan. I don't know what on earth was going through my mind when I chose the colours for this. I feel like I could save that though. I'll see if I can find the other end of it, and then we can always have a look at that, because that's a lot of like project to throw away, which I know I said I weren't gonna be like bothered about that, but I feel like that is. Okay, this was just in the bottom of the box. This yarn is really gross. It's got like dirty going through it. Let's try and figure out what I was making with it. Got a feeling this is just a massive granny square, which to be fair, if it is, I'm just going to bin it because I feel like I'm throwing a lot away. But I fear that, oh my god, what is that? Maybe I was making a scarf. I think, you know what I think this is? I think I was doing a corner to corner scarf. Yeah, I was. That is a corner to corner scarf I was attempting to make. God knows why I was doing that. Don't know. But that is, I'm just going to get rid of that because that yarn at the bottom of it is gross. And if I unpick it all, I've only have a little bit of yarn left, so it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I feel like I am doing good though for like sort of de-stashing. I feel like a few months ago I would have just been like, no, keep it all, I'll fix it all. But I know realistically I won't fix it all. And I know it seems like I'm throwing a lot away. I'm going to throw that away. I know it seems like I'm throwing a lot away, but it's just that if I sit there and unpick it all, it's going to take me forever to unpick. Oh my god, my little clown. Oh my god, I'm going to finish him. This was a little clown that I was making. I think I chose the wrong yarn for him, but he is so cute. I love him so much. I don't know what I actually need to do for him, to be honest. I think I need to sew the ends in, and I might do something for it. I think, oh no, do you know what I was doing? I was making this little hat, but it started as a triangle, and because of the yarn that I used, it was like this sort of like weirdly wound yarn. So it was like very like coming apart as you crocheted for it. It's quite stressful to use actually, but I didn't end up doing it because it just got too stressful for me. So I think I'm gonna have to figure out a way to make him a hat. But I love him. He's so cute. I feel like I chose a bit rubbish colours for him. He doesn't stand out very well, but he is very cute. I do like him. We'll keep him and we'll finish him off. Then we've got this, which oh my goodness, I've not seen him for ages. So basically, this is what it looks like. If you followed me on my Little Hooks account on TikTok, I did this as a series, and it is a Bigfoot. It is Bigfoot, and the pattern for him was in a magazine. I think, have I made all the pieces for him? So that's one of his feet. He literally just needs sewing together, I think. That's a hand. Let's put him to one side because he can be a finisher. He can be finished because he is just too cute. I'll try and find the other pieces while I'm making this video, and then we'll see where we go up to. That, I'm just going to throw that in the bin. I think that was a spider that I was making, but I don't know. Most of these are projects that I've had for years. Like some of this is like proper throwback from when I very first started crocheting. Don't know what that is. I assume it was some sort of pumpkin or something. That can go in the bin. Oh, we've got a mushroom cap from when I used to make my mushrooms. Get rid of that. Oh, here's the other half of that hexie cardigan. Right, I think what must have happened was I'm making a hexie cardigan, and I don't know why, but I've decided to do two, like them at the same time rather than finishing one sleeve and then moving on to the next one. I just decided to do them all as two corresponding sleeves because that would not be big enough for me. Right, I'll leave that to one side and we'll see if I've got any yarn to fix that up with. This is a gonk that I assume I was making for my mum, which I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna bin this because I'm not a big fan of the colour that I've used for one. Why is it blue and green? But also I don't think I'm gonna have the energy to finish that. I haven't actually made a gonk in ages, but she does love a gonks. Oh, this is the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. What on earth is that? Oh, the yarn's still attached to it. Oh, we've got my snail. Oh, is it a slug? I was making this again on my Little Hooks account. This is such a throwback. This was it called an African land slug or something? I can't even remember what it was called. But the pattern was expensive, I remember that. And I did that much of him. But I've still got the yarn for him, so I think I'm going to do this as a fix-it project. This is probably going to be a fix-it in a while, but it will be a fix-it project. I'll add him with my Bigfoot. So that's the yarn for it, which is tangled. Any like little tiny bits like that I'm just going to get rid of because I cannot be bothered to find the corresponding pieces to that. I've got some sort of little alien man type thing. Keep him to one side to see if we can find any more of his bits. Oh, we've got some nativity things. This box is just crazy. It's never ending. That's the yarn that goes with the slugs, so we'll leave that over there for now. And I will try and find the pattern again for that. I've got a rose that I started but didn't finish, so I don't know what to do with this. I'll probably bin that because I don't think I'm going to get around to finishing that. Oh, a little tiny octopus. I'll keep him and sew the ends in on him. I've got another pumpkin that's just missing the sprout, so I think I'm going to do the sprout for that. This was a project that I started when I very first started crocheting, and I didn't understand that double knit yarn and chunky were... I understood obviously chunky is chunkier than double knit, but I didn't understand the full sort of aspect of it. So I started making this little tiny gonk, and then again I got to the hat and was like, this is just absolutely awful. So I've done both his arms. I feel like I did his arms, and then I was like, I'm not doing his yeah, I've done both of his arms. I might try and find the pattern actually and see if I've got any of this blue yarn left and give him a hat, and I could give him to my mum to put on her desk. I feel like she'll like that. I'll keep that to one side, definitely. Another pumpkin but just a different colour, so I'll keep that to one side as well. I've got the other foot to Bigfoot. This, ooh, this is interesting. This was a project that I started, and my plan was to do like something really funky, like random colours, and just sort of go for it and just make whatever I thought. I didn't stick to any pattern. Did I do the head of it? Oh my god, I did. Oh my goodness, look at that. Why didn't I finish him off? I feel like he's so cool. I need to finish him. He's going to be a finisher one, and he can sit at the bottom of the bed. I feel like he's going to look so cute. Got an arm, which I think is for this monster next to me here. Oh, I've got these. These were some leg warmers that I was making for myself, which I don't actually think fit as leg warmers, but I was also putting some little bits on it as well. I think I'll finish them and see what they end up looking like. This was a bag that I started making, and I think I've got, was that and that? Yeah, so I have started doing the other granny square. I have been sorting all my yarn out, so hopefully I've still got this colourway left. But if not, it's fine. We can always find something else. Oh my god, this was the first ever scarf I knitted myself. And it was all in garter stitch, which is just knit stitches. And it is so big and it is so fluffy. I'm going to keep this. I need to sew the ends in on it. But I'm going to keep this. And this can be my little winter scarf. Oh, oh, that's the head to the spider. I wonder how much I actually did of a spider. I've already thrown the spider in the bin. That is a leg which looks like it was for Spider-Man. I made Adam a Spider-Man in the same style as this one, which is where I got this idea from, but I'm sure Spider-Man isn't missing a leg, so I don't know what that's all about and why I've got a random leg. These were, I was making bows, hair bows, and these were so cute. I'm going to keep them and try and finish them off as well, because I've got loads of the clips left still actually. I've got the other part to it, so I literally just need to sew them together, because you literally make 3 things and then you sew them together and attach a clip to the back of them. So I've got another mushroom cap that can go in the bin. I've got 2 ears for something, which God knows what that's to. I've got a little wiggly worm, and then I've got another arm. I keep finding these arms everywhere. Where are these arms all from? This was, oh, I might frog this actually. This could be another froggy one. This was ages and ages and ages ago. It was all the range to have these, like, I don't even think this is going to fit me. Let's attempt to try it on. I think that's probably why it's still in there. It was like a half jumper, but it didn't actually like cover you. It was literally just like, this doesn't even fit me. It does not even fit. What measurements was I going off? I don't even know. I'm still struggling to get it on myself as well. But basically, this wasn't the vibe, but this sort of was the vibe. This is also really itchy as well. I wouldn't use this to make this sort of t-shirt, but it was like this, and it was meant to be like that, and then you sort of had your t-shirt on underneath, whatever, or had like a vest top on underneath or whatever, and it was just sort of like that. I mean, I got the vibe at the time because obviously I made this, but would I make it again? Absolutely not. And also, am I going to frog it? Yes, I am. So that's going to be a frog. I probably would have been that, but it's quite a lot of yarn, so I'm gonna frog that. I'll find something else to use that yarn for. We've got this, which I don't know what this is. All my projects seem to be half done. Oh, I think, was this meant to be a blanket that I was making? Like a scrappy blanket. I hate this. I think this is the most ugliest thing in the world. Why was I doing this? What was my plan for this? Why did I think this was cute? Maybe I was making a jumper of some sort, but why would I do it as a jumper? I feel like it would have been better if I would have ended the rows on the full colour rather than like having like random bits. I don't know about that. I'm going to put that in the maybe pile because I don't know if I've got the energy to try and finish that off. And also I've got enough scrap yarn to add to that because I've found some other scrap yarn projects that I like. I've got a chicken which has only got eyes, but he's got no mouth and he's got no feet. So he is going to go probably in the bin it pile, because am I going to finish him off? Probably not. I don't have any of this plush yarn left because I got rid of it all when I stopped making plushes. And yeah, not my vibe anymore. We've got another scrappy project, whatever this was for. I have no idea what it is with me making these scrap projects. Then we've got this, which I think was meant to be one of them cat beanies, but I've got a feeling I've done it way too big because, wait, let me take my clip out actually. Because, oh my god. I feel like I made this and then I realised after I made it how big it was. I mean, it kind of gives the little like cat sort of vibe. I would have my hair down, I wouldn't have my hair up, I look crazy. Have it down like that. No. That is not a vibe. I have actually made some of these cat beanies in the past and they have actually turned out really, really well. But that is a no from me personally. I'm not even going to attempt to finish it. This is what looks like a blanket. But again, I think I've got rid of all this yarn. I'm going to keep this to one side and double check that I've not got any of this yarn left to finish it off. But if I have, then I don't know. I feel like it'd be quite nice for just like a normal little chair or something. Maybe I could put it on the chair in the dining room or something. I don't know. Because I don't really want to throw that away. I feel like that's quite a big thing to have to throw away. I'm going to try and finish this off. If I've not finished it within the next 6 months, it can go in the bin. I used to make nativities for people for Christmas, and I've got a few nativity men that I'm going to put in the bin because I'm not going to finish them off. I was making them mostly for my nan, and then she passed away. She did have a nativity that I made her, but for some reason I've just got loads of random like heads and stuff and like arms that I've made, but like they're not attached to anything, they're just sort of all together. We've got this, which I actually took from my mum's the other week because I made her this for Christmas and then realised I haven't put a beard on it, and it's meant to be Santa Claus. Santa Claus needs his beard, so that is going to go in my finish pile, but as priority, because she did say, have you not even finished it yet? And I was like, oops, he's been in the box, so he can go in that box, but as a priority. These are different bags, so I made these, I want to say last year actually, but I didn't line them because I didn't know how to, but now I've learned how to sew, I can line them. I mean, they probably would be easy to line even if you didn't know how to sew, but I've got 2 of them, but without the lining they are sort of giving droopy vibes, so I'm going to put them in my finish it pile. This is one that I want to get finished. It's just a little bag that I made out of granny squares, and then this is a beanie that I made, which I actually really, really like. I just need to again finish it off. Just need to finish it, so that's going to be in my finish pile as well. This was a hex cardigan that I was making for myself, and it was made out of black chunky yarn. Hate it, it's been frogged. It was another hat that I made on my knitting machine, but it was when I was practicing, and it's a mess. I'm not gonna lie, it's like 1,000,000 centimeters long. It's got a pom-pom on it, and it's going in the bin. This was a little pouch that I made for a Sylvanian, so I put like a little hole in it. I'll keep that. I might give that to my sister. This is a rainbow from when I very first started crocheting, and it was meant to be a wall hanging, but I think I've done way too small of a hook. Like it's not even whatever, you know, so that can go in the bin. It's a rainbow that I crocheted ages ago, which I don't even know what this was even meant to be for. I don't know why I was making that. I'll leave it to one side and see if I can be bothered to fix it. This was the very first bag that I crocheted, and I'm not a fan of it. I don't like the yarn that I've used. I don't like how small it is. I've left a little bit of the yarn in there. But yeah, I think I might ask my sister if she wants this, because I remember her liking it when I made it. But if she doesn't, I'm just going to get rid of it. I'm not even going to frog because I'm not a big fan of this yarn. This yarn was from Aldi years ago, like years. Of these, which I actually made for my car. And they're meant to be like little cup coaster type things. But my dilemma is I made them for my car and then realised I don't have any cup holders in my car, because I've got like these things that you just press the button and then they just come out and it sort of holds your cup rather than you putting it in like a hole, if that makes sense. So I've just got them. I don't need them. Another little granny square, but I'm going to get rid of that because I don't really like that at all. It's ugly. I've got these squares that I did when I first started knitting, and I just made a load of squares. So I'm going to keep these to one side and see how many I've got and see if there's anything I can do with them. A coaster, an orange flower coaster, which just needs the ends sewing in, so I'll do that. And then I've got a love heart with a stitch marker in it, which I think was meant to be a bookmark. I've got this, which is a little love heart. What what would you call it, like a garland. It's quite long actually. I just need to sew the ends in on that, so I'm going to put that in the finish it pile and try and get that done. I've got some scrunchies that just needs the ends sewing in, so I'll do that one and finish that off. I've got a scrunchie that I started that I'm just going to get rid of because I've got another scrunchie which again just needs the ends sewing in, and then that's finished. I've got a little patch with a star on it, which I'm sure I was making that for some sort of Care Bear or something. I've got a little bag here which I assume I made for some sort of crystals or something. Got a little succulent which I made. That is cute actually. I might get a little pot for that and put it in a little pot, and it'll look like a little cactus. I've got this little sort of envelope purse thing that I've made. Just needs a button going on it for that, so I'll put that in the finished pile. I think anything small like that, I'm more than happy to finish it. It's just if it's something ridiculously long. I think it was meant to be a friendship bracelet, but I don't think I'm going to be working on that, so it can go in the bin. A flower from when I wanted to learn how to make little flowers. I can put that in the bin. Another squiggle. A leaf, very random. Another one of those circle coaster things. Another little tiny flower. That's a bit of a rubbish flower, that. I think that was from when I was learning how to make flowers and wanted to do a lavender. This is a... what is this? I feel like I remember making that. I don't know what this is, but it's a little green thing that can go in the bin. These I make... well, when my nan passed away, I did want to make everybody a teddy bear out of the yarn that she had left, because she left loads of yarn. But I didn't end up getting around to doing it, so I've just been doing little tiny bits of it. So these are the bits. I have the head somewhere to these as well, so I am going to try and get them finished. Put them in there. Little flower thing. Another scrunchie that's been half done. I feel like I just need to get better at finishing projects, to be honest. I've got a scrunchie here, but it is a very basic green one, so I think I'm just going to get rid of that because I don't think I've got the energy to do the ends of that. Another donkey leg. See, I've got the legs, but I've not got the actual donkey. What's that? Ah, this was when there was that phase of everyone making like the little sprouts for your headphones. So you could put a little sprout on your headphone. I've got another leaf garland, but I'm going to frog the leaf garland because it's already been frogged. You can tell that that has just been, someone has just sort of grabbed it, someone being me, and just been pulling it apart. So I'm going to frog that, and then at least I've got this ball of green yarn to work with. Sometimes I think having all this stuff and being like, oh, I will do it, I will do it, I will do it, I think it sort of holds you back from doing stuff you actually want to do as well. Because in the back of my mind, every time I start a new project, I am always thinking that, oh, but I've got that box of stuff downstairs that's like full of like loads of random bits, and I need to sort through it all and like get it all gone essentially, but it's hard. So I think doing this is actually going to be really good for me because I can actually work on project guilt-free without being like, oh, I've got loads of stuff downstairs, loads of stuff to get through. I mean, I have still got a big box of stuff here, but it's like small stuff now, and it's stuff that I know is manageable and stuff I can get through. Another ball, a little circle, and a lot of this is just like random like circles and stuff. Like, what was I even doing with this stuff? Do you know what I mean? And why wasn't I finishing I know why I weren't finishing projects, because I was getting bored of them. But I should have really have finished the project before, especially if it was had a load of little bits on it, which is probably another reason why I don't make teddy bears as well anymore, because it was a lot of like little bits that were involved. I don't know what is attached to the end of this ball of wool. I've got another head here of like from a teddy bear that I was making, which actually was pretty cool, but I don't know whether to try and keep that. I think what I'll do is I'll put it in my finish it pile, and if I haven't finished it in 6 months, I will get rid of it. I've got this, which I think was meant to be a Christmas tree. I think I was doing this as some sort of Christmas tree, but I don't know how big I was doing it. Why was I doing such a massive Christmas tree, and what was I doing this for? Was it like a wall hang? I fear it was a wall hanging, and I was going to do some like little decorations for it or something. Can't fully remember, to be honest. I might frog this. I might frog it just because I'm thinking in my head, am I going to finish this weird little Christmas tree that I started? Probably not. Oh, right, so this, when I first started to crochet, this was like the first thing I ever crocheted actually. I wanted to make my dog a jumper. My dog, from which is technically my mum's and dad's dog now, but she was my dog at the time because I lived at home, and I thought to myself, oh, I'll make Pugly a jumper. Pugly will look so nice in a jumper. This is how much of the jumper I got made. I've been crocheting for, I want to say 6, maybe 7 years this year, and it's still like that. I'm not going to finish it. I am very nervous if I do end up making it for her. She's 13 years this year, we think. We were unsure like when we got her, because she was like, she weren't a rescue dog, which she thought was a rescue dog. We didn't get her as a puppy. So we think she's about 12, maybe 13 years old. I am very scared that if I make the jumper for her and give it to her, that it will be like some sort of weird bad omen type thing and she will pass away, I think. So I'm scared about actually making her a jumper now, because I'm scared that by me making the jumper, I'm going to be like, here you go, here's your jumper, and then instant death. So anyways, I think I'm gonna, oh, I don't know what to do with it though. I feel like I'm invested in this project, but I'm not, because I've not touched it for 6 years. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to bin it. I'm going to take the stitch marker out of it and keep the stitch marker. I'm not even going to undo the yarn. I'm not even going to frog it, because it's all single crochets. Oh, actually, it's frogging quite easily. Oh, girl, it is frogging quite good, that. I might frog it and use that colour for something else. It's a nice colour, to be fair. I just don't know what possessed me to do all single crochets. I don't know. I think it's a thing when you first start crocheting. It's just like doing all single crochets. This weird green alien type thing, I'm just going to get rid of, because I don't know what that is. I'm going to get rid of this scrappy project, which I think I threw in the bin before. Did it fall out the bin? Or is this another scrappy project? Then we've got the little nativity man that I was telling you about, which I'm not going to finish. And then we've got this little blue, whatever that is, with a string attached to it. That can go in the bin. A rainbow with a load of tassels on it, which, oh, is it a wall hanging? I feel like this is a wall hanging. I might just hang this up somewhere, to be fair. Pretty cool. I just need to trim it, put that in the finisher pile. This is a little gonk, which I'm gonna attempt to finish and give it to my mother. This is a whatever that is, which is gonna go in the bin, because I cannot over-frog in that little tiny thing. I think we're doing very, very good. Very, very good. I feel like I'm probably giving the vibe that I can't be bothered with this, which I can't, to be honest. Like, any projects I start, and I lose motivation very, very easily, and if I don't finish a project then and there, I will not do it, basically, essentially. So when I did my hexie cardigan, it took everything in me to finish it, and then even when I did mine, I stopped doing it for ages, and it wasn't until I finished my mum's that I thought, yeah, let's get mine finished, this looks cool, let's try and get it finished. So I think that's probably why I have so many projects that are like half finished, because I lose motivation, and then once that motivation's gone, like it's gone, there's no way of getting it back unless you finish the same thing with someone else and then you're jealous, which is what happened with the hex cardigans. But yeah, right, this is another frog, but I think I can frog this while I'm sat here. Quickly. I've got a box on the floor there which has got some projects in it, but all the yarn's tangled, so I think I might take that upstairs tonight and try and untangle them. But again, I think that'll just be a frog it project. I don't think there'll be anything in there that I'm gonna keep. I will quickly show you the box to show you what it looks like. So this is the box. So as you can see, there isn't really any sort of projects attached to any of them that look, in fact I don't think there's anything is attached to them. I think it's just yarn that's got somehow really tangled. We've got this, which is the JC Brett Chunky Marble or something, and it has a scarf attached to it, or the start of a scarf attached to it. I made these scarves ages ago. I think I'm going to donate them to the charity shop, to be honest, because I've been trying to sell them on, I tried to sell them on my website when I first made them, and then I also tried to put them on my Vinted, but obviously Vinted's a bit funny about secondhand stuff, or not secondhand stuff, homemade stuff. So I think the scarves that I have made, I'm just going to donate them to the charity shop, because they're just not selling. They're not selling. I think I'm going to go through my makes from ages ago. Some of the things I've made have been sat in the cupboard for years, so I'm going to go through it all, and then I might just donate most of it to the charity shop. Like, this has just been frogged while I've been sat here, so this can be sorted out and used for something different. I might make a bag with this. I really like this yarn. I think this yarn is so nice. I've got some yellow version of it. I'm not sure what shade it's in. I think it's called Sunflower or something, and I use that for a cardigan that I am making, which I will actually show you in a minute, because it is technically a frog, but it is also a finish it. That's in one of my other boxes. I've got these granny squares here, which I was actually making a bag with. I was doing like a bag, and you sort of fold them in half like that, and then you add a strap on it, and you do like a granny square here and a granny square there. I am going to try and finish these off. I'm going to put them in the finish it box. If I don't end up finishing them, again, they can just go. But that was my plan for them. And I have also got one attached to somewhere else. I've got this little mushroom bag, which I think I'm going to see if my sister wants it. I do need to sewing one of the ends, but I will see if my little sister wants that as well. If she doesn't, it can go charity shop. I think that's everything for now from this box, but there is another 2 boxes over there, so I'll grab them quickly and we'll quickly go through them because this is going to be like 7 hours long, this video. Okay, this basket that I've got here is more big projects in here. These ones that I was just going through then were all quite small projects and like little bits and stuff from when I used to crochet years ago. These are all big projects, so I'm going to go through them all and just quickly make sure that I do want to finish them. So this was a Sonic and Shadow that I was making for Adam. It was in a Sonic phase. It goes through phases. It's currently in, I want to say Spider-Man phase at the minute because he's in like anticipation for the Spider-Man movie. He's been in his Ben 10 phase recently, Batman phase. Adam is my husband, by the way. He's not my child. But yeah, I was making him Sonic. I feel like I did the nose and the nose threw me off a little bit. Oh, this isn't even a nose, is it? I don't know what this is. It's a little mouthy bit. So I do want to finish them and I do want to try and get them done for him. So, and to be fair, I bought all the yarn and everything, so I am going to finish that. That's a finish it project. This is, what on earth was I making with this yarn? I can't even remember. I cannot even remember. Let's get it out and have a look. I fear that it was something to do with like a loop stitch or something. What was this? Oh, I know. I was making a crochet wreath for Christmas and I bought the pom-poms to go on it. But again, I just lost motivation for it. So I might actually undo this, frog it, and then I could use it to make like a cardigan or something. Or like, I don't know, I've seen some like funky, like summery makes on Etsy, some like funky patterns. So I think this is going to be a frogging project, to be honest. I don't think I'm going to have the energy to finish that. Although actually, I think I was double stranding it up, so I feel like I'd get through it quite fast. I think I'm going to think on this one and have a think to see if I want to try and get it finished or if I want to frog that, but it could be either or. This was a Gengar for Adam. Again, I make him so much stuff, but I never actually finish it. I do want to start using this basket for blankets, so I might actually take these out and then I can put this basket over there and use it for blankets. But yeah, this was a Gengar. I've done that much of it. I can't remember what pattern I was using. He's got a bit of a cone head. I might have to take it apart and start again, but I will end up doing it though because I bought the yarn for it. I've got felt in there for him, but I just need to actually get it finished. So that is going to be a finish it, whether it be a frog it and then finish it or just to finish it, but I will definitely be doing Gengar for him. And then the last box for now is this one here. So again, it's stuff. I don't know what is in here. This, oh, right. So this is another one of them squares that I've started, but I've just not finished it yet. I'm going to try and not undo that as much as I can. This is, I think I was making a cardigan. I'm going to frog this and I'll find something else to do with that yarn. I feel like this is, again, a tangled mess because it's just sort of been shoved in here. What else have we got? Oh, I've got some pink yarn here. Let's attempt to see what that's attached to. Tell you what I'll do is I'll try and untangle as much as I can of it and then I'll come back and show you what's actually in here because it's a mess. So one of the things that I have managed to retrieve out of here was this, which I've actually got the things to here. My nan, before she passed away, was making this cardigan. I don't know who it was for. I'm assuming that's a different pattern. I don't know, but basically this was what was in her knitting bag when she oh, it's 2 different things. Oh my god, this is so confusing. So basically she passed away and she was still knitting because she didn't pass away suddenly, but basically she was ill for a while and then she got taken to hospice. She had cancer, so she was quite well. She weren't well, she was ill, but she was well enough to still be knitting a little bit. And then within like the last few days when she got taken to the hospice, that's when she really went downhill. But this was what was on her hooks when she passed. So it looks like she was making a cardigan. She was making 2 cardigans. She had 2 on the go. See, she's like me. She had loads of projects on the go all at once. So she had this project where she's got 2, are they front panels? I feel like they don't look like front panels though. What on earth was she making? I tell you what, there's patterns in here. They must be in here. What's this? She was making a jacket in Serdar Snuggly, but she weren't making it in Snuggly Serdar. Is there a picture of it? Okay, so oh, it's like a cable. You can't really see because of how the pattern is. It's like been squished. She's spilt something on it. Ooh. And basically, I couldn't knit at the time of the passing, but my mum said, if you want to have a go at finishing it off, feel free. So I think I am going to have a go at attempting to figure it out. I don't know what that's all about. Oh, there's a corkscrew in there, but there is a tape measure in there, and you can always do with more tape measures. So I'm going to put that back in here, and then I'm going to attempt to figure out what it was that she was making properly and where she actually was fully up to on there. So I'm going to put them back in there as well, and again that'll be a finish it, but that mightn't be a finish it in a while. Then I've got this, which looks like it was a cardigan because it's got the ribbon on the bottom. I don't know what pattern I've used for this. I don't know what is going on. I'm assuming that's the back panel, which is absolutely massive. Like, maybe I was making a really oversized cardigan. I think I'm going to frog this just because I don't know what pattern I'm using for it. So I'm going to frog it, and then I'm assuming it's attached to this ball of wool here. And then I'm going to find another pattern and potentially make myself a cardigan with the same yarn, but just trying to keep on top of it. Do you know what I need to do? I need to start writing down what I'm working on, I think. I did also get some red as well, and I think I've got some green in here as well because I wanted to make like little cherry like appliques to go on it. I remember wanting to make it. I wonder why I stopped. I think at first I was going to make a bag, and then I thought, oh no, I'll make myself a cardigan. But I'd never made clothing before. But now that I have made a cardigan or two, I think I'm a bit more, I'm ready. I'm ready to make a full-on cardigan. So that's that. Oh my goodness, this yarn is tangled. This is actually a really nice yarn. I think this is a Yarn Smith's Chunky. I think. Don't quote me on it, but I think it could be. Right, we'll try and figure that out. This was, I want to say a blanket. Maybe this was another cardigan. But this is very, very like itchy yarn. It's very stiff yarn. So I don't know what to do with that. I might frog it and then try and find something else to do with the yarn. And then I've also got this one as well, which I did actually add some colours in the middle of as well, which I don't know what that's all about. Why was I doing that? Was this a cardigan too? I fear that these are all wannabe cardigans, but why was I doing them so large? You could fit two of me in there. I don't know. I think that's going to be another frogget. That is just a mess. I don't know what even is in there. This is another one of those Sylvanian family little house things that I'm making. I think I might frog that actually because it's only a little tiny bit. This was a hexie cardigan, which I was making out of the same yarn I used for that clown, but I mean, it's going okay, I guess. I've not picked it up in ages. I feel like it'd be nice for like sort of summertime, springtime, because it isn't like really, really heavy. But I don't know. I've got loads of the yarn as well. I think I was struggling with what to make with it. I think I might finish this actually and try and get that done because I feel like that's quite nice. Do you know what I might do actually? I might finish it but not do it as I do my usual hex cardigans where I put cuffs on them and like banding on them. I might just leave it as like just like a drapey hexie cardigan. That's a good idea. I'm going to do that. I need to untangle it from all this mess though. Oh, it is Yarn Smith's Chunky. It's Yarn Smith's Create Chunky. Then what else have we got in here? This is like the most randomest box of yarn and mess. I don't even know. Let me see if I can figure out what else we've got. Okay, I've also found another granny square that matches them blue ones that are in there, but it is still on the ball of wool. So I'm going to try and undo the ball of wool and then put that in the finish it pile as well. It's just really hard because this is just a lot. I think I'm just going to have to sit there tonight and just undo it. What else have I got in here actually? Because I feel like this is the last bit of my whips. And then I can sort of end this video and I can go upstairs with this and untangle it all. I've got another one of these waffle blankets, which I think what happened was I started this one first and I made it way too long and I thought this is too long. So then I started the other one, which was like probably half the size of this one because this is really, really big. But realistically, the other one was too big as well. So I'm going to frog this as well. And I think, was I using Women's Institute for that? I fear I was. I mean, that's Women's Institute. Because I remember going to Hobbycraft to buy the yarn and because it was on the 3 for 2, and I was like, oh, I'll get 3 lots of white. Oh no, I think I got 5 white and 1 blue because I was doing it blue because it was a boy that she was having. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm not gonna lie. I think I remember, but I'm not for sure. But anyways, that is my plan. I've got a load of stuff to finish. I've got a load of stuff to frog. I've got all this yarn to untangle, which I'm dreading. I will keep you all updated on projects. I think what I'm gonna do is every time I start a project from now on, I'm gonna do a vlog of starting the project. Oh gosh. I'm gonna do a vlog of starting the project. Then I'm going to upload it on here. And then I can do the finish it series as like little tiny vlogs. But yeah, that was basically my frog it, finish it, bin it. I feel like I've done a very good job of just being a bit ruthless and throwing stuff away, which I know seems very wasteful, and I understand that it is a wasteful thing to do, but realistically, what was I going to do with all that stuff? It was literally just sitting in a box, not even gathering dust, because it would just never seen the light of day. So I'd rather it be out the house and it be in the bin, away from me, basically. So yeah, that's all gone. I am being a lot more mindful of projects that I'm starting now, and I am definitely like putting more time and effort into planning projects, buying yarn for projects, or not buying yarn for projects, trying to use up my stash, doing stash busting projects that I'm actually going to finish and actually use as well. I've got a lot of projects from when I very first started crocheting, and I was very much into doing like accessories and stuff, and then I'd put it to one side and not touch it again. But I'm being a lot more mindful of making clothing, making blankets, making bags, stuff like that I am actually going to use and use and use again and again and again, rather than just making like little tiny bits that are just going to end up going in the bin if I can't bother to finish the project, or little tiny teddy bears and stuff that are just going to gather dust, basically. So yeah, my plan is to now cry while I attempt to unravel this. I feel like it'll be easier than it looks. It looks horrendous, but it's fine. We will get there with it. And yeah, let's get these projects frogged. Let's get them finished. And I will, do you know what, actually, I'm going to do an update in 6 months, which will be, we're currently on the 29th of, is it the 29th or is it 28th? I feel like it's 29th. We're going to say it's the 29th. The 29th of June. So on the 29th of December, I'm going to do an update on here. I know it's very close to New Year. I'm going to do a 6-month check-in of this box. I'm going to try and keep everything in this box. I might get a nicer basket. Let's put it in. I'm going to try and buy a nice basket. And then I'll do an update on this of what I've finished, what I've not finished, what projects I'm working on as well, because I have got some projects I'm working on which I've not mentioned in this video, but they're just projects that are on my hooks, that are on my needles, whatever. So yeah, let's do an update in 6 months. So make sure you subscribe so you can be notified when I do the update. Like this video, comment if you are very crazy with yarn like me and have 1,000,001 unfinished projects that you also need to sort through. Well done if you got to this end of the video, because I know it's going to be a long one. I'm already dreading editing it, but we've got this. We have got this. We can do this. We can finish our whips. We've got this. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and yeah, thanks for watching. Basically, you've done very, very good if you've got to the end of the video.